All right, so I just want to give an alternate way of looking at the idea of adding signed numbers. So I think this is really helpful to a lot of students, so I'm going to show it this way. I want you to think of negative numbers as debts, and think of positive numbers as receiving money. All right, so there's kind of a few different situations here. Let's say I have negative 48 plus negative 17 versus negative 48 plus 17 versus 48 plus negative 17. Okay, so what I want us to think about here is when we see negatives, we're thinking about debts. So if you are in debt $48 and you charge 17 more dollars on your credit card, let's think about what happens. In order to understand kind of where we stand now, we know that we would need to add these debts together, right? We would need to combine them into one larger debt. So that tells me that I'm going to take 48 plus 17, which gives me 65. But because they were both debts, I'm of course now in debt $65. So you've learned the rule that if the signs are the same, you just add them and attach their common sign. But that's a way of thinking about why they're debts. If you add two debts, you become in worse debt. Okay, what about this situation? So I'm in debt $48, but then I just received $17. Okay, so where would I stand now? Just intuitively know we would be better off than we were, but because the money we received was not as big as our debt, we're still in debt. So that's where we have to take the difference. And whenever you're doing this subtraction, you always put the bigger value on top and the smaller value on bottom to actually do the mechanics of the subtraction. And by value, I mean ignoring the sign, whether it's negative or positive. So 48 is a bigger value than 17. So I subtract and I get 31, okay, but I know that I am still in debt because the debt was bigger than the money I received. And then here I have $48 and then I just charge 17 on my credit card. So where do I stand? Well, I know that I've reduced what I have. So I'm subtracting, doing the same subtraction I did here where the signs were different. I'm doing here, but I know that in the end here, because I charge less on my credit card than I already had, I should be 31 to the good. So thinking about things in terms of debts and receiving money a lot of times is a little easier for us, I think, to grasp because it's something we have everyday experience with. So, so if the ways that I presented of thinking about adding signed numbers just kind of were a little bit cloudy, a little bit fuzzy, maybe try thinking of it like this, and you might find that helpful.